It don't happen again. Oh, this one is between the Enugu State governor or Enugu State newly elected governor, Mr. Peter Mba, against the indigents of the state over the 1 week sit at home. And according to him, he said that any school or market or any other public place that shut down because of the 7 days lockdown being announced by so-called Prime Minister of a Biafran Republic in exile, Mr. Simon Ekpa, that they will be doing what? They will be prosecuted and punished. According to him, hear this headline before we proceed. 1 week sit at home, Enugu government vow to shut down schools, markets, and prosecute offenders who obey the said sit at home. So this one now is the war between the Enugu state and its own people, which Maze, or you can call him Mr. Simon Ekpa, the Finland lawyer and the politician also in Finland, who are claimed to be the Prime Minister of Biafran Republic in exile. So my wonderful people, now here we go to start our news. There's another important headline that I would like us to listen to before we proceed to what is being called. Before we proceed with the other news that we have this very Monday morning, and that news have to do with the same sit at home, and it says, Biafrans, beware, there is no sit at home order from IPOB. So I don't know which one to believe or which one are we going to follow. Whether are we following the section of Simon Ekpa, or are we following the section of IPOB, which is Mazen Namdekano, Directorate of State, which is DOS, Chinasa Edoziemu, or are we following a more powerful reporting this very news that there's no sit-at-home order from the IPOB? These are the confusions that the international community are looking into that made them to take their eyes and their intentions of the Biafra, because we have so many sections of the Biafra, and which one are they going to approve? Yes, now, because if you want to approve Biafra, you must approve the section of autopilot, you approve the section of IPOB led by Mazen Namdekano, or the Biafra Nation League. You can as well approve the other two sections in Enugu State. Masob is one of them, and other sections. In other words, we the Igbos looking for the Biafra, we are into what they call confusion. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. United we stand and divided we fall. Other section will be there saying there must be a mandatory sit at home of 1 week. Then other section will say nothing of such. If you call it Masob now, Masob will tell you there's nothing like sit at home anywhere in the southeast. You call IPOB, they will say the same thing. Biafra Nations League will also say the same thing. Then the section of Ekpa, which is autopilot, will say another different thing, that there must be a sit at home. Why are you people pushing confusion in the minds of the gullibles who are out there to follow whatever directives are being given to them, just to make sure that we get the referendum that we have been vying for all these years? I beg, let us be guided. Before we proceed, if you have never subscribed to my channel, do not forget to do that as soon as possible. And make sure you are turning on the notification button. Be notified this time we go live or post something new on this channel or another channel related to Kute Daily Talk. Please, tighten your seatbelt, because this news is going to carry you on a very high altitude. So you remember that 12,000 deep into the sea. Now some Mumu people go pay money, say they want go to see the wreckages of Titanic, where happened so many decades ago, and they took their life. And I hear them, that's how the thing take be. So, as again, onye chowa ihe mere nna ya, ma ye take ta ihe mere nna ya eme ya. Please, let us be guided. So the ihe mere ndị nna nna anyị, we have to speak with one mind and speak with one voice. The main issue we have during the 1967 to 1970 genocidal war against the Biafran, which is caused by disagreement between Ojukwu and Yakubu Gowon of those days, when they signed an Aburi Accord in Ghana. What happened? Ojukwu went ahead to cause that civil war between the Nigerian government and the Biafra Republic, unprepared, no any backup, no any country that is backing Biafra. At the point, Biafrans did not die maybe because of the war that broke out, but out of starvation, because the United Kingdom, that is collaboration with Nigeria, blocked all the countries are supposed to be giving aid to Nigeria, like helping hands in terms of food or whatever that they needed to survive during that war. Simply because there is no preparation. Let us be guided and know how you chase this. I know that we can never get it in a platter of gold, but in other words, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Let us be guided. That is my watchword. So, my wonderful people, let us proceed with the news we have this day for all my fans out there. Please, let us be guided. That is my watchword. The Enugu State government on Tuesday vowed to shut down schools and markets, observing the illegal one-week sit-at-home order by Simeon Ekpa. This was contained in a statement signed by Professor Chidi Ebere Onya, Secretary to the state government. Daily Post report that some schools and businesses in Enugu State did not open today, Tuesday, for their normal activities in apparent obedience to the sit-at-home directed by Finland-based politician and Biafran agitator Simon Ekpa. This is despite a statement by the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, that it didn't declare any sit-at-home or whatsoever. Enugu State government has now come hard on those obeying Ekpa's directives. The government statement reads as follows. The attention of the Enugu State government has been drawn to reports on social media this Tuesday morning that perpetrators of private schools in the state are sending messages to their pupils and students to the effect that they should not come to school from today on account of the illegal one-week sit-at-home order allegedly declared by faceless non-state actors in the state. The Enugu State government is alarmed and dismayed by this development and hereby warns that any school that fails to open and function normally from today will have his license revoked immediately. The Enugu State government also extend the same warning to the market unions and the shop owners in the state. All markets and shops in various markets must be open to customers from today or be shut down indefinitely. But if I may lay my voice on this, Enugu State Governor, I come for you. Let us be guided. This is not the right approach to this very issue. You cannot do it by force. If you want to do it by force, that means you have to lock down the whole state. So, if you have a good advisor, be guided. I have said it earlier, I repeat myself. Let us be guided. That is my watchword. You cannot do it by force. Despite the fact that I myself will not support the sit at home, but you must handle it with care. If not, my dear, you will lose it. I tell you the truth, you will lose it. Let us be guided. That's my watchword. Government retract its ban on any form of illegal sit at home in all parts of the state, as it is evil and antithetical to all values we hold dear as a people, such as the liberal spirit of industry, hard work, creativity, and productivity is gradually bringing to halt. Government retract its ban on any form of illegality, according to Enugu State, the Secretary to the State Government. The general public is all to go about their normal daily activities as adequate security measures have been put in place to protect lives and properties. Government will no longer sit by and watch faceless groups and misguided individuals issue illegal orders dictating to us how to lead our lives, when to go to work or market, and when our children to go to school, while they ply their trade and their children go to school. This is no longer acceptable and must be confronted and defeated with every power and resources at our disposal, according to the state, the Secretary to the State Government. The State Government also warns that it will deploy the full instrumentality of the law, such as a Cybercrime Act of 2015, to go after and prosecute anybody, individuals, groups, and organizations intentionally encouraging the illegal sit-at-home order, instilling fear on residents, raising false alarm to disturb public peace, etc., through fake news, sharing and propagation of falsehoods connected with the illegal sit-at-home order on social media platforms such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, etc. This, however, is by no means depriving citizens freedom of speech and information as enshrined in the Constitution of the Fulani government of Nigeria of 1999 as amended, because that is what we are using. Faceless constitution that have nothing to do with the current people of this current dispensation. Biafrans, beware. There is no sit-at-home order from the IPOB to the general public. The recent mischievous circulating news about an irrational sit-at-home order coming from the agent provocateur is one of the unending blackmails, propaganda, and callous treachery coming from the enemies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, and the Biafran struggle, sponsored by Nigerian government and the West. It is respected at this junction that Biafrans should be able to understand the disappear between when true orders are coming from the IPOB Directorate of State, DOS leadership, and when it is from the camp of the enemies bankrolled by the Nigerian government. Therefore, if at this juncture, in the struggle for Biafran restoration, you still cannot tell when IPOB genuinely issues any order, then you may have yourself to blame for any uninformed action you get into. As a result, also if you still gallivant to criminally respect the enemy's propagandas, please be informed that you can never play smart on IPOB's intelligence by promoting the enemies in feign of ignorance. You are considered as an agent of the enemies who cherish when the enemies bring their inordinate propaganda to cause chaos in Biafra land and stain the spotless image of IPOB before the general public. If you live in the southeast of Nigeria, you should already be so well informed as to always know when orders are coming from IPOB Publicity Secretary Emma Powerful and compare it to when infiltrators are working, colliding and playing the script of the Nigerian government in order to destabilize the holy land of Biafra. Do not be one of those who work for the government to continue creating reasons for further incarcerating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader. Be acquainted that Nigerian government intermittently uses the agent provocateurs in Finland and their cohorts to issue counterproductive orders such as this unprecedented 7-day sit-at-home that endangers our people's economics, to try scribing IPOB's name in the bad books and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in a bad light, to continue blackmailing the leadership of IPOB and create distrust among Biafrans against IPOB and Biafran restoration as well. Considering how far we have come, any Biafran living in Southeast will still who still promote treacherous sit-at-home orders given by the agent provocateur sponsored by the Nigerian government is not different from the enemies who connive with the Nigerian government and kidnapped, tortured, extraordinarily conditioned, solitary, confined, and contemptuously refuse to obey court orders, discharging and acquitting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are a saboteur, an enemy to the freedom of our people, and same as the corrupt Nigerian politicians. Therefore, it is high time through Biafrans and residents in the southeast report all agents of criminality to the Directorate of State of IPOB through the inquiry lines provided by the DOS, so that appropriate actions will be taken. Hoodlums spreading fake sit-at-home orders in the marketplaces should be reported to the DOS line of inquiry. It is important to report actions such as these unfounded orders that cause more harm than good to our own people, because even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through his lawyers, have ordered for a discontinuance of the sit-at-home order initially made by the leadership of IPOB. It has been long called off, and I keep saying it, yet people will still come and attack me. Well, they have their right to speech, and they have the right to do what? To say whatever they like. That is their own right to democracy, if I'm allowed to say. For anyone claiming to love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to continue disobeying the order that discontinued sit-at-home has given, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, such a person is not far from working with the enemies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. Every Biafran should have to their comfort the inquiry lines of the US so as to be able to report as soon as possible the actions of these miscreants working for the agent provocateurs sponsored by the Nigerian government, or you can call them by the Fulani government of Nigeria. IPOB have maintained that purposeless sit-at-home orders is not from the movement. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself has abolished any of such orders. Therefore, anyone using it as a weapon to impoverish or worsen the suffering of our people is tantamount to acting the script of the Janjaweed Caliphate, government of Nigeria, who is hell-bent on impoverishing Biafrans, detaining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, destroying IPOB, and scoffing the Biafra restoration. This message is written by Kelechi Chukwueze Augustine and is being edited by Oga C.S. Madabuchi for the Family Writers Press International of Nigeria. UMTE score provide Mesoma's paper for external body to remark that is Charlie Boy to jam office. I don't really know what is happening, but I think there's more to this case of Mesoma Ejikeme Joy. About I don't know how possible it is for a small girl like that to manipulate her result simply because she wants a scholarship from the billionaire Innocent Motors. But the question there is, I never see any publication where Innocent make it that anyone who get the highest score in this UMTE result will get this what they call it scholarship education of 3 billion naira from him. I never hear it. I never know. I never see it even since I'm reading news. So I don't know the reason why the people now they say, oh, simply because she got the highest score, they want to take out that scholarship from her and hand it over to another person. Despite the fact that anything about Nigeria is fake and anything about them is corruption. Even the jam, starting from the head down to the last person, all are corrupted. All are corrupted. Famous Nigerian entertainer and social political activist Charles Oputa Chukwuemeka, known by his stage name Charlie Boy, or you can call him Area Father, had waded into the controversy surrounding the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) score of the Anambra school girl Mmesoma Ejikeme Joy. Daily Post report that Mmesoma, who earlier claimed to have scored 362, highest in the matriculation board JAMB of forging her result, according to JAMB office. However, Mmesoma, who spoke on a viral video on Monday, expressed surprise that a result she printed out from the JAMB portal could be termed as fake by the examination board without proper investigation. She violently denied the allegation, saying she is not capable of manipulating her own result. Speaking on the matter, Charlie Boy, who took to his Twitter handle on Monday night, expressed skepticism on the claim by JAMB officials. He called on the board to make Mmesoma's examination papers available for a remark by an external body. And that is exactly what even I myself think. Let there be, investigation into the entire process, right from before when she started the registration and when she wrote the exam and what came out at last. He wrote, JAMB must produce her paper for an external body to remark. I don't trust the mark they claim they awarded her right now, according to Chukwuemeka Charles Oputa. JAMB has ended up making the young girl popular, and the girl, on the other hand, is full-time corruption and ineptitude, just like INEC did in the just concluded election. This one is coming from the Charlie Boy, Charles Oputa, popularly known as Area Father, or you can call him Charlie Boy. Did I not say that these people are preparing for war? Reno Mokiri reacts to Charlie Boy's call for revolt in Nigerian government. Former presidential aide Reno Mokiri has reacted to Charlie Boy's message to youth in the country, urging them to revolt against the Nigerian government in any form. Nigerians recall that Charlie Boy, while reacting to the unrest in France, had urged the youth to follow in the footsteps of France and challenge the system they do not agree with. The riot in France occurred due to the killing of a 17-year-old boy by a policeman. recruiting or reacting to Charlie Boy's submission via Twitter, Omokri insisted that the 73-year-old entertainer was angry because his preferred presidential candidate did not win the election. I don't see what happened or the relationship between what is happening in France or Charlie Boy saying that the youth should not accept any government or anything that they are not okay with in Nigeria. How does it refer to the who win the election and who did not win the election? Anyway, you call yourself a controversial, what do you call it? A controversial entrepreneurship. That is your own business. That is what you call your business. But we must be sincere to ourselves. Ren Omokri, I don't know your age, but with all due respect, you're a mumu man. Nothing concerned. Now, very soon now, you mention Peter Obi. That Peter Obi is the one that pushed Charlie Boy to make that statement. That's where it will end now. He wrote, why would you wish what is happening in France on Nigeria? Why? Simply because your candidate was not declared president. This vindicates my earlier statement that some people were preparing for war, not election. The French protest was ignited by the killing of a teenager from an immigrant community. Where was this fellow who is now calling for a violent uprising when a pregnant northerner from Adamawa, Herrera Jubril, was killed by unknown gunmen in broad daylight with her four underage daughters, Fatima 9, Khadija 7, and Hadiza 5, and Zetuna 2. If human life was so important to him, why did he not ask you to rise and avenge the deaths of the Hirara and her children in Anambra State? Though I am not happy with the result of the Nigeria election 2023, it would be extremely irresponsible to call for the bringing down of Nigerian cities. Who loses if we bring down Nigeria? If you feel aggrieved by the last election, do your utmost before the presidential election petition court, according to Reno Umokri. National Assembly security denied journalists access to Senate plenary. Now, so it be now. Nigeria has become a banana republic, whereby when they are doing all this, their nonsense politics, they will not allow any coverage within it. That is why when PDP and the Labour Party tendered a submission, or when they make a request that this tribunal going on should be televised live, they object to it. Even the APC said no, INEC said no, and even the court reject it. That is it. That is the truth of where we are. Journalists from various media organizations accredited to cover the Senate plenary on Tuesday were barred by the National Assembly securities known as the Sergeant at Arms. According to Vanguard, a Sergeant at Arms identified as Dengue was firm on not allowing journalists into the gallery of the Senate chamber. Effort to have him explain why the journalists were being prevented from covering the open plenary was unsuccessful. After locking the gallery door, the security operatives left the scene. Bamidele Umahi orders get top positions as APC shares National Assembly principal offices. In other news, in a bid to dose tension and avoid a rift over the majority leadership of National Assembly, the governing All Progressive Congress APC have reportedly arrived at the template to accommodate the heavyweights of jostling for offices after consulting the various blocks of influence in the party. Nigerians gathered that the ruling party may send a letter today or tomorrow to Senate President Godswill Akpabio and the Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas. Sources revealed that the leadership of the APC concluded that all the aspirants for the principal offices are qualified, arriving at a win-win template last night. The source said power sharing formula in the Senate is as follows: Opeyemi Bamidele, Ekiti Central South-West Senate leader; Dave Umahi, Ebonyi South South-East Deputy Senate leader; Ali Ndume, Borno South North-East Chief Whip; and Lola Ashiru, Kwara South North Central Deputy Chief Whip. All the Southeast, including Umahi, all of them they give on a back seat, and all of them are celebrating. Shame unto you people. Shame to all to you people. Back on a watch you, waiting the rain now for Nigeria. Now to break Guinness World Record. Now, another of our sister, e don go fall or collapse, not fall, sha. She collapsed when she's trying to break the record of massaging of long massager of long masseuse. Like somebody who is massaging is masseuse. A long masseuse in the history of the Guinness World Record. What moment Joyce Ijeoma collapsed while trying to break Guinness World Record for longest massage. A video showing the moment Nigerian woman Joyce Ijeoma collapsed during her quest to break the Guinness World Record for longest massage on different individuals has surfaced on social media. It will be recalled that Ijeoma, who started out the exercise in the Lekki area of Lagos State, was attempting to set a Guinness World Record. Ijeoma, who revealed that she has done over 18 hours of massage in preparation for her record-breaking streak, unfortunately could not continue the rigorous quest. In the video circulating on social media, Ijeoma is seen staggering before falling to the ground after over 50 hours of massaging different individuals non-stop. Observers could be seen running to carry her from the stage where she has stood to set the ground-breaking record. Unfortunately, there was no medical team on ground, but the observers who rallied around made manual efforts to revive her. You want to do this without what do they call it? Medical team on board. That's the anyway, in Nigeria. Everything about you people is left-handed. You're thinking left-handed. Ijeoma, until she collapsed, was looking to break Alastair Garvey's record for the longest full-body massage in 25 hours and 4 minutes, which was held in South Kalimantan, Indonesia, in November of 2015. On Asiam, look at the record that she want to break. A record of set by an Indonesian man in 2015. That is 8 years from now. Nigeria will just break a record of the longer cooking, not even up to even the gift, the award never reach her hand. Another one arose. I want to break 120 and 150 hours of cooking. And I ask, Nigeria, which way forward? All this backbiting, that is why Nigeria can never be do what? They can never be one place. They can never be one. That is the simple truth. They can never be one. Anyway, let us continue with our news. This one is happen. This one coming from the Inspector General of Police. Police to sanction operatives found carrying bags, umbrella for government officials. Osun State Police Command has issued a stern warning to any of its officers serving as security details to public officials, cautioning them against performing domestic tasks for their principals. It is not their fault now their principals when they give them tip, now then they cause all these things. If principals no give them all these things to carry, they will not carry. But to maintain the status quo, that is why they need to carry. So why are you blaming them? Blame those people who employ them, because they are the one that is forcing them in doing all these things. The command spokesperson, Yemisi Opalola, declared in a statement from Osogbo that any officer caught in such acts will be appropriately disciplined. She emphasized that the days when police orders carry out many tasks such as carrying handbags and opening umbrellas or gates for their assigned officials are over. The statement released by the command reads, the command is miffed with consternation the way and the manner government officials and the personalities use police orderlies attached to them for domestic duties, such as carrying handbags, umbrellas, and opening of gates, amongst other menial duties. The command therefore warns police officers attached to those officials to stop carrying out or serving purposes other than protecting their principals from security threats. Such behavior is highly unethical, unprofessional, and would attract appropriate sanctions against erring police personnel who is caught doing such a thing. Government officials are thereby or therefore enjoined to comply the services of domestic staff and personal assistants to carry out such services. Police officers attached to government officials are to protect their lives and property and not to serve as their domestic workers, according to the police spokesperson. Update. We're gonna see the state of man crossed by Uchika by policemen in Edo State. Till now, nobody is hearing anything again about these people. That case has been sworn under the carpet. I can tell you categorically that nothing has been happened to all these policemen. Nothing whatsoever have ever happened to them. This man now, maybe the ribs or anyway, I see you can walk. Thank God it didn't affect your spinal cord. A video showing the current state of the man who was crossed by a policeman recuperating properly at the Edo State Government Clinic has surfaced on social media. They call a yet to be identified policeman in a viral video making round was seen in the driver's seat of a car crossing another man with his vehicle. Though the circumstances that resulted in the action are not immediately clear, the man was seen lying down in front of the car while other police surrounded the vehicle, and suddenly the driver put the car into motion. While those standing by attempted to halt the car movement, the driver continued and ran over the man. In the new video, the man seen with bandages all over his body is learning to walk on his 2 feet again after the incident. What a world. What a world. Anyway, my wonderful people, my friends and subscribers, now here we go take stop. Now here we go take back break. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and only Okute Daily Talk from my own corner. So anyway, where I know talk well, make gonna forgive me. Anywhere where I do well, make gonna also do what? Make gonna cheer me. Because one thing with my all these viewers and subscribers all over the internet, they can only cheer you. No, they can only abuse you when you do bad. But when you do good, they dare not to cheer you. That is why in this life, it's better you do good and do bad. Yes, do good and do bad. Since if they can cheer you, if they can cheer you or abuse you for bad, they cannot cheer you for good. Then what is the sense of doing one side? Just do the two, the good and bad, even the uglies. As simple as that. So if you find this news okay for you, share it, share, like, and also do what? Comment. It's very, very important and very, very necessary. Have a nice day and have a nice Tuesday. May the Almighty God bless us in the 4 market days, and all that we desire may all come to pass. Have a nice day, and remember that I still remain your one and the only Okute Daily Talk. Until I come your way again, bye for now. Kemesiano.